Hey guys, welcome back to the BuzWeaver channel on this very late Friday night, early Saturday morning. We got this just, well, as you see here, 53 minutes ago, as of this recording at 1:20 a.m., so you'll have to forgive me if I somehow may space out or go into some other weird direction. But we're going to take a listen to what Donald Trump has to say about free speech, protecting and ensuring it via Section 230. And if you guys weren't familiar with Section 230, then what Section 230 does here is what I'm going to read for you. That's why the U.S. Congress passed a law, Section 230, originally part of the Communications Decency Act, that protects Americans' freedom of expression online by protecting the intermediaries we all rely on. It states, no provider or user of an interactive computer service shall be treated as the publisher or speaker of any information provided by another information content provider. So in very simple terms, layman terms, the platforms, say Facebook and Twitter and TikTok and Instagram, Meta, can't be held responsible for what an individual poster posts. However, the way the platforms treat their terms of service, they often act as a editor. Right? Now, an editor, for example, in just simple terms and generalities, would be like a news agency, right? So news agencies do something very similar where they try to hide behind opinion pieces and editorials when they go after certain individuals so that they cannot be held accountable for defamation, liability, slander, and these sorts of things. So it's a game that's always played by big industry and so forth. And, you know, it's all about loopholes in the law, what you can get away with, what you can do. And for the longest time, platforms have acted as both the provider and the publisher, right? And either they're a publisher or an editor is what I'm trying to say here at, 1:22 in the morning. But let's go ahead and listen to what Donald Trump has to say here. I am blown away that he's on this already. We saw, of course, he picked Susan Welser to be his chief of staff already. She's back from the Reagan era. She was co-chair of his campaign. Man, Donald Trump is not messing around. I mean, he is getting it done. Let's go ahead and take a listen.
If we don't have free speech, then we just don't have a free country. It's as simple as that. If this most fundamental right is allowed to perish, then the rest of our rights and liberties will topple. Just like dominoes, one by one, they'll go down. That's why today I'm announcing my plan to shatter the left-wing censorship regime and to reclaim the right to free speech for all Americans. And reclaim is a very important word in this case because they've taken it away. In recent weeks, bombshell reports have confirmed that a sinister group of deep state bureaucrats, Silicon Valley tyrants, left-wing activists, and depraved corporate news media have been...
Oh, he says it so well, just like I do here on the BuzWeaver channel. The establishment uniparty deep state operative. I apologize for interrupting that.
Conspiring to manipulate and silence the American people. They have collaborated to suppress vital information on everything from elections to public health. The censorship cartel must be dismantled and destroyed, and it must happen immediately. And here's my plan. First, within hours of my inauguration, I will sign an executive order banning any federal department or agency from colluding with any organization, business, or person to censor, limit, categorize, or impede the lawful speech of American citizens. I will then ban federal money from being used to label domestic speech as mis- or disinformation. And I will begin the process of identifying and firing every federal bureaucrat who has engaged in domestic censorship, directly or indirectly, whether they are the Department of Homeland Security, the Department of Health, Human Services, the FBI, the DOJ, no matter who they are. Second, I will order the Department of Justice to investigate all parties involved in the new online censorship regime, which is absolutely destructive and terrible, and to aggressively prosecute any and all crimes identified. These include possible violations of federal civil rights law, campaign finance laws, federal election law, securities law, and antitrust laws, the Hatch Act, and a host of other potential criminal, civil, regulatory, and constitutional offenses. To assist in these efforts, I am urging House Republicans to immediately send preservation letters, and we have to do this right now, to the Biden administration, the Biden campaign, and every Silicon Valley tech giant, ordering them not to destroy evidence of censorship.
I would think we're getting
Third,
duped
upon
here.
my inauguration as president, I will ask Congress to send a bill to my desk revising Section 230 to get big online platforms out of censorship business. From now on, digital platforms should only qualify for immunity protection under Section 230 if they meet high standards of neutrality, transparency, fairness, and non-discrimination. We should require these platforms to increase their efforts to take down unlawful content such as child exploitation and promoting terrorism, while dramatically curtailing their power to arbitrarily restrict lawful speech. Fourth, we need to break up the entire toxic censorship industry that has arisen under the false guise of tackling so-called mis- and disinformation. The federal government should immediately stop funding all nonprofits and academic programs that support this authoritarian project. If any U.S. university is discovered to have engaged in censorship activities or election interferences in the past, such as flagging social media content for removal of blacklisting, those universities should lose federal research dollars and federal student loan support for a period of 5 years and maybe more. We should also enact new laws laying out clear criminal penalties for federal bureaucrats who partner with private entities to do an end run around the Constitution and deprive Americans of their First, Fourth, and Fifth Amendment rights. In other words, deprive them of their vote. And once you lose those elections, and once you lose your borders like we have, you no longer have a country. Furthermore, to confront the problems of major platforms being infiltrated by legions of former deep staters and intelligence officials, there should be a 7-year cooling-off period before any employee of the FBI, CIA, NSA, DNI, DHS, or DOD is allowed to take a job at a company possessing vast quantities of U.S. user data. Fifth, the time has finally come for Congress to pass a digital Bill of Rights. This should include a right to digital due process. In other words, government officials should need a court order to take down online content, not send information requests such as the FBI was sending to Twitter. Furthermore, when users of big online platforms have their content or accounts removed, throttled, shadow banned, or otherwise restricted, no matter what name they use, they should have the right to be informed that it's happening, the right to a specific explanation of the reason why, and the right to a timely appeal. In addition, all users over the age of 18 should have the right to opt out of content moderation and curation entirely and receive an unmanipulated stream of information if they so choose. The fight for free speech is a matter of victory or death for America and for the survival of Western civilization itself. When I am president, this whole rotten system of censorship and information control will be ripped out of the system at large. There won't be anything left. By restoring free speech, we'll begin to reclaim our democracy and save our nation. Thank you, and God bless America. If we don't have free speech...
Okay, that's absolutely stunning to hear this as a content creator, because as you guys know, as I've mentioned for the last several days, that I was removed for the second time from TikTok for simply voicing conservative commentary, news articles, typical standard everyday memes that I post across all social media with no problems whatsoever. So this is going to send, oh, wow. I mean, wow. All my fellow content creators, conservatives, whomever, across the board, are going to be ecstatic about this. I mean, this is what Stick Hexenhammer or Tara Warwick, this is what Tim Pool and many other people that I follow and do similar commentary. We have been waiting for this for years. This is absolutely amazing to hear. Absolutely stunning. Wow. I'm really at a loss. That is amazing. That's why I wanted to bring this to you as soon as possible. This may not have as much of an impact on you guys, but it does if you participate on social media. Many of you guys obviously do because you're watching me here on social media. So this has implications not just for creators and influencers and so forth. This is for everybody. And this is what everyone has always wanted, to be the ability to express themselves, within reason, of course. And that's what I try to keep all my content. You guys watch my content. I don't go extraordinarily way off the deep end with content. If I exaggerate or sensationalize or whatnot, I'll say something about it, or I'll illustrate an absurdity with maybe another absurdity to illustrate the absurdity. But very rarely do I go off on any bizarre conspiratorial rant, or unless I'm talking about a particular conspiracy. But this is absolutely amazing news, and would love to get your thoughts down in the comment section. What you guys think about this? This is Trump. Trump is just on it right now, and this is. I'm so happy to see the enthusiasm, the motivation, the energy, everything behind this guy is going to just make our country better. It's just so exciting. But thank you guys for your continued support, and of course appearing there on the channel. That'd be the channel icon. If you're watching on YouTube, you guys can click on that to subscribe as well as select notification. That when you know when there's content here on the channel, and I'll see all you guys in the next video.